Hey there everyone, welcome to Violet's Dream Tarot. So today we are going to be doing a reading with the Russian Gypsy fortune telling cards. These are a special deck of cards. I think I've only used them once before on the channel because I always kept meaning to use them again, and then I would end up being at like the monthly predictions readings or something, which I usually quite like to do in quite a specific way, so it just never ended up happening. But yeah, we're going to use these cards. These are a special set of cards. They are not tarot, but they're also kind of not like regular oracle cards either. Basically, as you can see, there are 4 half pictures on each card. And in order to do a reading, you actually use the entire deck. Okay, so you don't just pull 1 or 2 cards like we would with a usual deck. You use the entire deck and you lay them all out in rows of like 5 cards until you've got all of them out. And then you turn the cards round to see if any adjacent cards match up the pictures. So it sounds a little bit complicated, but it's not really. Let me try and show you as an example. Try and find a card that matches up. Okay, so this one, for example. You might get the cards laid out like this and you think, you know, nothing is matching up immediately, but then you turn around this card and you get the owl picture. And so they can match up upright like that, or they can match up left, right, or upside down, and we read them as a different meaning depending on how they have matched up. You can't match them horizontally, so you can only match cards that are together like this, or cards that are like up down. Oh, that's matched perfectly like that. Yeah, so that's how it works. It's a little bit complicated at first, but you will get your head around it. I will basically be scanning the cards once I've laid down a row to see if there's anything that needs to be matched up. I might miss it at first, so if you think I've missed something, make a note of it, but hold fire because I might end up noticing it later on in the reading. That's happened a few times when I've used this deck before. I kind of think I've got everything, and then by the end I'm like, oh no, there's this one as well. And before the reading finishes, I do address that too. So today's reading, if I haven't already mentioned, is what is coming up for you in the next 3 months. So basically, we will be seeing any changes, any events, any thing in particular that you need to be aware of. So anything to do with relationships, money, spirituality, your love life, you know, your friendships, your family, all of those kinds of things. I'm really open to whatever comes out because you have to be with this kind of reading. It's really good at sort of showing you what you're going to be faced with. So with that being said, that's our introduction to the cards because a lot of you won't have seen them before. And let's take a look at the piles. I mean, they're not really piles in this reading, are they? They're just pyramids. I've put these gorgeous little orgonite pyramids on each pile, each group. So group 1 today has this purple mandala pyramid. It's got like a floating orb, and then it's got this mandala in the center that's really beautiful. There's these purple stones, they're all amethyst, I believe, and then there's the golden sparkles at the bottom, little flecks of gold. So you might be drawn to it because of the features or the color. Just take your time with it. Just ask yourself, what's coming up for me in the next 3 months? What can I expect? What changes might happen for me? However you want to word it. Group 2 has the flower of life mandala in the center of their pyramid. It is pink. There's pink crystal. There's also a metal spiral here, which is very common with orgonite pyramids. And then there's these metal golden beads and flecks at the bottom. And then group 3, it's also purple. It's kind of a mixture of the two because it's pink and purple. You have the pink tree with the metal stalk that's kind of twisted to reserve the energy. And then there's purpley pink, sort of sparkly flecks at the bottom with crystals as well. There's not the gold flecks, but there are these lovely crystals that kind of shine differently in the light depending on how it is facing. You can see there's little flecks of blue and white as well. So they're all really different. They're all really beautiful. It might be a little bit hard for you to choose, but just choose based upon your intuition. Don't choose your favorite color or your favorite looking one. Choose the one that you really feel drawn to with your intuition, the one that gives you a tingly sensation when you look at it, or a warm feeling, or the pyramid that you just really feel drawn to. You can't take your eyes off it, even if it's not the one that you would rationally choose based on your kind of favorite set of features. So when you're ready, I will get started with pile number 1. Take your time, go back to the start of the video if you need more time, or you want to see the pyramids in close up again. And yes, I will be looking forward to doing these readings for you. Hey there, Group 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the purple mandala pyramid, then this is going to be your reading. We'll see what's coming up for you in the next 3 months. As you can see, I've moved the gnomes out of the way because we have to use all of these cards for a reading, and they are quite wide. They have to be laid out in rows of 5, and it just leaves very little room for the gnomes. So we have to have the whole space of the mat. So let's see what's coming up for you in your next 3 months, Group 1. So I've shuffled the cards, so we're just going to lay them out now in rows and try and see if anything is going to match up. It's only adjacent cards that can match up, so you can't match horizontally, you can only match, sorry, you can't match diagonally, you can only match horizontally or vertically. So let me just see what we've got here. I don't think I'm seeing anything. Oh no, the sun, can match up the sun. That's nice. Don't think I'm seeing anything else. Let's keep going. Okay. So it gets a little bit tricky when things are close together but can't be matched, like the path there sometimes distracts you when you're trying to find matching pairs. Don't think I'm seeing anything here. If at any point in the reading you see a matching pair that you think I've missed, then please do comment below and let me know. Just hold fire though until the end of the reading, because when I've done this before on the channel, I've kind of found matches that I've missed like later on in the reading, and I've done it towards the end, read the meaning, added it to the reading, so you might end up commenting, and then as you continue watching the reading you find out that I actually pick up on it and mention it. So we've definitely got the rooster here. Just flick those around. Okay. Anything else? Don't think so. Let's keep going. Okay, the woman, she's just matched up perfectly there by herself. We haven't needed to change anything around. The final row you might struggle to see, so I'll just show you the cards before I lay them down. So we've got a match there with the handshake. And then this is the final card, which is going to be important to the reading. So just do a quick final scan of all the cards. I don't think I've missed anything though. There's just a couple of matched up messages for you in today's reading. Okay, so let's start using the guidebook to see what we've matched up. So your first match was the sun, and the sun is in the upright position. Okay, the sun is number 31. So this has an immediate to middle period of influence, and the sun is symbolic of warmth and strength of character. When it's in the upright position, it talks about prosperity, flourishment, life's caress, and happiness. And it says that this is actually one of the nicest pictures to get when it's in this upright position. It means that you're at your best. Prosperity, flourishment, happiness are all yours. You're in a wonderful phase of life where you feel warm, you feel like everything's going well for you, you're attracting the right people towards you. So that's possibly why we haven't got as many messages in your reading, because it seems like things are going to be going pretty well over the next 3 months. If you have the sun in that position, it seems to suggest that you're quite content, that you don't really want to make massive changes to your life, or you don't feel like, you know, oh, this is something that I desperately want to change, or this is something that I'm really unhappy with and I wish would kind of leave my life. I've just noticed that you've got the mice that can be flipped round and matched up, because they were so far away from each other I didn't quite notice it, but there they go, can be matched up there. So let's move on to the rooster, number 48. Rooster is in the left hand position. This is immediate period of influence. It's about news that wakes you. And in the left hand position, it says a cheerful pastime will force you to forget grief. So something that you're able to do, something that you enjoy, something that's jolly, something that gives you a sense of fulfillment or satisfaction, or that maybe gets you out of the house and gets you talking to people, leaves you feeling like you can put your troubles behind. So, I mean, we all know that feeling where we're really down and we don't want to leave the house because we just want to kind of wallow in our feelings, essentially. But when we get the rooster in that position, it's basically telling us that that's not what we should be doing. If someone offers to take us somewhere or to do something with us to, you know, get us out of our wallowing or to take our mind off something that's happened, we should really take them up on that offer, because that's going to help us feel a lot better about ourselves. It's going to take us out of despondency. It's going to give us something else to focus on. And equally, you know, it doesn't have to come from another person. As I mentioned, it's any kind of pastime that you enjoy, any cheerful hobby that maybe puts you in the moment rather than in the past or the future, or any worries that you might have. It takes you out of any despondency, any difficult situations. Then you have mice, I think it's number 23, also in the left-hand position. So mice in the left-hand position, mice has the period of influence that's immediate, so something like the rooster that happens very suddenly. It's a symbol for loss or finding of a material article. And when it's in the left-hand position, it means a theft. So this could be what the rooster was talking about, that you feel like something's been taken from you, or that you feel as though you are grieving a loss. Obviously, that could be like a literal loss, like a bereavement, or breaking up of a friendship, or even the ending of like a chapter of your life. You know, we might want to leave university because it means that we can go out into the world and we can be independent, but at the same time, it might be quite sad to do that as well. We might kind of wish that we could prolong that experience because it's hard to let go of something and think, oh, I'm never going to be doing this again. So that could be what a theft is. It doesn't always mean a literal, like, someone's taking money from you or someone's taking some of your possessions. It can be just the sense of loss. In the Lenormand decks, the mice also signify loss, or a feeling like something's been stolen from you, or there's something that you've missed out on, maybe, that you feel should have been rightfully yours, or that you wish that you could go back and fully experience. So that's what the mice is talking about, and I feel like the rooster is the antidote to that situation, because it takes you out of the wallowing, it takes you out of the difficulties. And then I can also see that I've missed the snake here. Turn around the snake. Turn around the snake. We have the snake, number 7, in the upside down position. So the snake's period of influence is immediate to middle. So there's a lot of things that seem to be happening like that, like all at once. And I feel like this is related probably to just one event. The snake is a symbol of an attack by someone. And when it's in the upside down position, it talks about bitter jealousy. So basically someone being jealous of you and letting that be known, either through their words, through their treatment of you, through lashing out. It could even be through like what we call subconscious sabotage, where someone, You maybe think that they're your friend or colleague or family member whom you love or who care about you or who you're maybe just indifferent to, but subconsciously with their energy they are sabotaging you because they don't want you to be successful, because it reflects back to them the fact that they are not successful or the fact that they are unhappy. So that's what I see with this. It could be that you lose a friend or that you fall out with a friend because you feel like they're behaving negatively towards you. However, the bitter jealousy could also be coming from your side. You know, let's say that you've just broken up with your partner and you feel like your close friend is really rubbing your nose in it by always telling you how amazing her partner is, or by posting lots of pictures on social media showing off her wonderful time that she's spending with her partner. You know, she might not be doing that deliberately to upset you, but you still feel this resentment or this jealousy within you, and that causes you to lash out, and then there's an argument or there's a falling out, or there's just a feeling of, I want to pull back from that friendship, which signifies a loss as well. So if you do feel those feelings bubbling up within you, or if you feel like someone is directing those feelings towards you or is saying things that are unkind, you know, often really unexpected, like the way a snake just lashes out when we might not have even seen that it was there, then please do focus on these hobbies and the things that give you joy, because the sun, right at the top of the reading there, one of the best cards in the entire deck, is showing you that you really have the opportunity over these 3 months to feel so much contentment and satisfaction, and also to bring towards you the things that you desire. That was another element of the sun, was this feeling of attraction. So, you know, maybe it's okay for certain friends to fall away from your life if it means that you're drawing the right people towards you. You're drawing different people into your life who deserve to be there more, or who fit more with your current kind of life stage. Maybe those friends were right for a certain period, but now they don't fit with your life anymore. So then we have the lady, or the woman, in the right hand position. So this is a short period of influence, and it's symbolic of support and help. So in the right hand position, it says the helping hand is given to you not in friendship, but due to hidden love. Okay, so someone who maybe offers you the opportunity to get out of the house, or to get out of wallowing, or, you know, draws you out of your difficult experience, or someone who sits there and listens to you while you rant or while you cry, or while you just tell them about what's happened, get all those feelings off your chest, actually harbors secret love for you. So it could be, you know, just a friend who's kind of more like an acquaintance, and actually they care about you a lot more and they want to be a proper friend. It could be a friend who actually has romantic feelings for you. Only you will know based upon your situation, but that is a really, really lovely message. Sort of indicates that someone cares more about you than you think that they do. Then over here, number 36, we have the handshake in the upright position. So a lot of your experiences over the next 3 months seem to be quite dictated by relationships, group one. There's a lot to do with relationships here. So the handshake is middle to life period of influence. It is a state of union between two people. And in the upright position, it indicates a strong friendship will be a support to you for your entire life. I mean, that's just such a lovely message. It says that there are real caring people around you, even if someone has shown their true colors, or someone has left you feeling hurt or upset, or you do feel like it's too painful for me to be around this person because I feel like they're flaunting their happiness in front of me, or I feel like they're being unkind to me, you know, or like they're falling away from my life because they don't fit there anymore. There are still people around you, or people who you're soon going to attract into your life, who really, really are a wonderful fit and who genuinely care about you, group one. So that's a lovely message that I want you to carry around with you. Let's now look at the final card and see what's going on there. So we've got the horseshoe in the upside down position. Firstly, that's number 28. And that's a middle period of influence. It's symbolic of success. And when it's in the upside down position, it says you will walk by happiness not noticing it. So it's like you will kind of go through a period of time in your life where you don't realize that you're actually happy, because you're so focused on trying to achieve something, or you're so focused on the next best thing, or trying to fix things that you perceive are wrong, even if it's kind of like trying to fix something that's not really broken. You know, it's basically going back to the sun card of telling you to try and live in the moment more, try and be more appreciative of the good things that you do have. Then we've got the bridge here in the right hand position, number 46. Period of influence is short to lifetime. And in that position, it says you will build a bridge that will draw you together with a loved person. So that seems to fit with the handshake, and also with the lady as well, that you will do something over these next 3 months that really cements your relationship with another person and really makes it, you know, so much stronger than it ever would have been had that experience not happened. Strengthens the bond. Then you have Forest, middle period of influence. It's in the upright position, number 20. That says continuous friendship with many worthwhile people. So there is such a focus here on friendship, especially, like, not there is some indication of romantic relationships, but the emphasis really seems to be on friendships, friendship groups, or a particular friendship that you have with someone that then changes and a new person comes in. Then here we've got Crayfish, or Crawdad, number 43, in the right hand position, short to life period of influence, and in that position it says your pride will be hurt. So that could also go back to the feeling of jealousy, because you feel you know, like your pride has been hurt because that person has got what you want and you don't, and so you feel small, or you might feel like someone lashes out at you and that's disrespectful, that damages your pride, etc. So when we read them in the position that they fall in on the final card, that kind of summarizes the situation for us. But then what we do is we read all of them again as though they were all in the upright position, and that gives us the outcome of the situation. So obviously the Forest was already in the upright position, but I will read it again for you. So Horseshoe in the upright position, good fortune awaits you, which is lovely. So something works out nicely, going back to that sun message. There's a lot of things to enjoy and a lot of things to be grateful for. The Bridge in the upright position says a radical change in lifestyle awaits you. So I think you can expect an awful lot of change over the next 3 months. Like, you're kind of, as I said earlier, moving out of one phase of your life and leaving that chapter behind you and moving into something different. Forest, again, is continuous friendship with many worthwhile people. And with Crayfish in the upright position, it says, having made too bold a step, you'll back off. So basically what I kind of perceive from the Crayfish in the Crayfish in the upright position is like when you do something and then you feel like, oh, maybe I was, you know, a little bit hasty in saying that. Maybe that was, you know, me just taking my frustration out on you, or maybe I've bitten off a bit more than I can chew in doing this. And it's kind of like dialing back a little bit to make it fit more within your comfort zone. Okay, so just interpret that however that makes sense to you. It could be to do with an argument or what you say or do. It could be to do with the bold lifestyle changes. You know, you might change lots of things and then you actually think, do you know what, this isn't sustainable. I need to change it back so that I feel more comfortable with this kind of routine. Whatever makes sense for you there, group 1. Let's do some charms and dice. See what extra information they can give us. Okay, so we have the letter X. Now, obviously this makes me think of exes, like your ex-boyfriend or your ex-friend. You know, it also makes me think of removing things from your life, but there could be a special meaning for you. There might be a word or a name or a place with the letter X that comes to mind. We have Ganesha, the Hindu god of wisdom and healing. He removes obstacles from our path. So I think that's a really lovely message, telling you that if you do run across these obstacles, or you do feel like there are huge problems in your path, it is nothing that can't be overcome. And so that's where I think the Crayfish is saying dial back a little bit if you feel like it's getting out of hand. There's a real chance for some great insight over the next 3 months. There's also the opportunity for healing. You can see that there with the starfish. The key symbolizes new beginnings, solving problems, unblocking anything that has become stagnant in your life, or situations that have reached a stalemate, or where things seem very blocked, like I mentioned with the obstacles with Ganesha. And we do also have the worry thread here too. So worry or anxiety, but again, I feel like it's nothing you can't overcome because you have such auspicious cards in your reading. There's also a little bit of a broken charm here, which I never really read because it's been broken for over a year. Let's do your dice now as well, group 1. Okay, so we're rolling the 10th set of dice for you, and those are the Scooby-Doo dice. And we're rolling 4 of them for you. Okay. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got the kind of secret passage, you know, where the wall kind of turns around in Scooby-Doo and they all end up in some secret tunnel, or they end up discovering the secret lair of the villain. This kind of fits for me with the bridge message of like a radical change in lifestyle. Like everything, as we mentioned as well with the immediate period of influence, everything seems to change quite suddenly. And this also might be to do with the crayfish, where you feel like you've bitten off more than you can chew, in the sense of like you've said something or done something and then you think, oh, do you know what? I wish I hadn't said that, or I'd like to now take that back and, you know, make my peace. There's also the what I guess is Shaggy or Scooby sort of being in the box and sneaking along, pretending not to be there. So there's a sense of keeping your plans to yourself, or keeping your thoughts to yourself, sneaking around, maybe doing something even in an underhand manner. That could be where the jealousy or the theft comes in. You feel like someone's done something without consulting you, or has kept secrets from you, or tried to keep their plans from you. We have got the witch doctor as well. Just makes me think of healing, especially alternative methods of healing. And then we have Alice Dovely, I think she's called. She is in an episode of Scooby-Doo where she is working for an employer, but she's actually trying to bring them down from the inside because of something that they did to her in the past. So again, there's this message of jealousy. There's this message of doing something sneakily, or keeping something to yourself, keeping your true motivations or intentions to yourself, or someone else doing that around you. So it does feel like in the next 3 months, you're going to be getting rid of people that you feel are just dragging you down, that just really aren't contributing to your happiness, that are sabotaging you, or that you just don't vibe with anymore. Like they don't seem to fit into your life anymore in a coherent way. So group 1, I really hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've also absorbed the message of you can be happy if you want to. It's your choice, you know, what you do with the obstacles and the issues, and how you make your peace with everyday situations. I think that's a really empowering message to receive. Thank you so much as always for trusting me to do this for you. Have a lovely rest of your day. Please let me know in the comments what you thought of the reading. I'd also love to know if you love the Russian Gypsy fortune telling cards as much as I do. Please like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed, and check out my links in the description box or in the comment that I post in the comments section to get more involved with my work. That's where you can donate to the channel. You can send in decks, so you can donate via my PayPal. That's where you can follow me on Instagram. Head over to my Patreon, where I teach astrology, and there's lots of other goodies and giveaways to look forward to. You can head over to Etsy to book private services with me, and you can avail yourself of a lovely discount on manifestation jewelry. There's 10% off if you use the discount code Violet, and the link below to validate that discount code. So thank you again for being here, group 1. Have a lovely rest of your day and a wonderful 3 months ahead. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Hey there, group 2. Welcome to your reading if you chose the gorgeous pink and gold flower of life pyramid. And obviously we're using the Russian Gypsy fortune telling cards for everyone today. This is going to be a reading. We're going to see what is coming up for you in the next 3 months. So roughly the next 3-month period. What changes, what events, thoughts, feelings, etc. What's it going to be like for you, basically? As you can see, I've moved the gnomes out of the way because these cards, as I said, have to be laid in like a row of 5, and they're quite wide, so I need all of the space on the mat. So, group 2, what's coming up in the next 3 months, group 2? Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, group 2. That really helps me out, and it's a lovely way to show your support, and also to ensure that you never miss out on any videos that I upload. Okay, so I've shuffled the cards. Let's start laying them out and looking for any potential matches. Group 2. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything so far, but that's often the case with the first row, so I'm going to lay down the second row, see what comes up. As I said in the introduction, please do point out if we get to the end of the reading and you think there's one that I've missed, but do wait until the end of the reading just in case I do pick up on it myself, because that happened a few times last time. People commented and then like 10 minutes later in the reading while they were watching, I did address the fact that particular picture had been missed. So let's see, am I seeing anything here so far? Don't think so. Oh no, we've got the demons. Okay, so these two match up. So demons, that's number 47. They're in the upside down position. Don't think I'm seeing anything else at this point though. Let's keep going. It's definitely a skill trying to scan them all at speed. Okay, what have we got here? Okay, I don't think I'm seeing anything matching there. Let's keep going. Make sure that we get all of the rows out. Okay, we've got the anchor in the upright position there. Anything else from that row? Yes, we've got the birds in the upside down position there. Yep, don't think I'm seeing anything else. So we'll do the final row, which might be a little bit hard for you to see because as you can see we've run out of space. I was not joking when I said that this takes up quite a lot of space. So this is the first card there. That's going here. Then we have this one. Then this one. This one. And this one. This is the all-important final card, which always is read at the end of the reading. So we'll pop that to one side there at the last end of the last row, just double checking to see if I've missed anything out. I'll probably pick up on any that I have missed as we go through reading them out. Yeah, I don't see anything right now. So let's just start reading the pictures that we have been able to make throughout your reading. So the first one was demons in the upside down position. That's up here. So that's number 47. So this card has a short period of influence, which means that it usually lasts like a few days or maybe a week. It's a symbolic of subconscious negative thoughts. So when it's in the upside down position, it means your fervor will not lead to any good, which basically means that you have like a passion for something over the next 3 months at some point. You feel really, really compelled to do something, probably only for a period of a few days or maybe a week, as I said, but it's not something that's going to lead you down the right path. And you're probably aware of that anyway. Given that it's Demon's card, you know, you might be really, really wanting to tell someone how you feel about them, positively or negatively, or you might be, you know, really wanting to spend a lot of money on something, or just quit your job and, and change to a different position. And whatever it is, it's like a temporary impulse. And if you're able to hold off on it and, you know, not make any rash decisions in that time, then you will be thankful for it in the long run, because it means that you won't end up doing something that you're later then going to have to basically pay for by, you know, trying to correct your mistake retrospectively. So I feel like that's that's a good one to be aware of. It's just to make sure that if you do feel an overwhelming desire to do something, give it a few days, or if you can, even a week, to see if that feeling subsides, because I have a feeling it probably will. And that's the kind of thing that, you know, you don't want to end up doing something that you're going to regret and then thinking, oh, you know, why did I not just sleep on it? Or why did I not give it a little bit of time before acting on impulse? So try not to be a slave to impulses over the next 3 months is definitely a big piece of advice. Then the next picture that we got was the anchor in the upright position. This is number 35. So anchor, middle period of influence, so that usually means like a few months. Symbol of stability or hindrance, and when it's in the upright position it says success in love, you are loved. And that's obviously a really nice message to receive, to know that people around you love and support you. It could be talking about one particular relationship that's really important, someone who, you know, deeply cares about you, and that's a romantic thing, or some very special friend or special family member who really helps you in times of difficulty, or, you know, helps you out through difficult experiences generally. But it could just be a reminder that actually you're not alone. Sometimes when we're going through difficulties, we feel quite alone, especially if we're going through like a turbulent time or there's some internal turmoil pushing us forward. We feel like that weight of the decision making just lies with us. And I think this card is a nice reminder that actually there are people around you. You're surrounded by people who love and care about you, even if they don't tell you that every day, or even if they don't always, you know, get along well with you. Sometimes you rub each other up the wrong way. Those people still care, and they still want to see you thriving. So that's a lovely message. Then over here we've got birds in the upside down position. Interestingly, it's like two parts of this one card that are matching up pictures. So birds, number 12. Period of influence is immediate, which means it happens very suddenly, and it might only last for a day, a few hours, etc. And in the upside down position, it says an obstacle with which you will have to fight. So it's nothing major, because as I said, it's an immediate period of influence. It's not something that like drags out for days or weeks or anything like that, but it's something that stands in your way and that it feels quite stressful at the time. You know, you have to overcome it. Maybe it's someone's words. Someone said something to you and you really want to, you know, give them a piece of your mind, and you have to hold back on that. Maybe it is something like you're faced with a real problem at work and it really takes you all day to sort it out, or, you know, there's been delays with something and you've got to play catch up all day and it's really stressful, and, you know, you manage to work your way out of it in the end, but at the time you're thinking, oh my god, you know, why was that just dumped on me? So yeah, be aware of that. Definitely there's an obstacle to work through at some point over the next 3 months, but I really do feel like it just lasts a day, maybe 2 days at the most. It's not something that really takes over your life. And then we've got the final card, because as I said, I'm not really seeing anything else so far. While I've gone through the reading, I haven't seen any more potential matches pop out at me. So your final card is this one, and we're going to read it to summarize your reading and also give you the outcome of the situation. So the way that we do it is we read all of the pictures on the final card in the position that they've fallen, as though they were full pictures. So we've got bread in the upright position, then we've got the horse in the left hand position, and so on. And that summarizes the situation for us. And then what we do is we read all of them again as though they were in the upright position. So obviously you've got two that already are, so the message is going to be the same. But yeah, we go back through them and we read them all in the upright position, and that basically gives us the outcome of the situation. So this is summarizing an outcome. And then we'll get you some charms and dice as well for extra messages. So firstly, you've got bread, as I mentioned, number 50. It's a middle period of influence, and it is in the upright position, and it's a symbol of happiness. So in the upright position, it says you'll be made happy with a present. So you receive a gift, maybe a reward or an award. Someone brings you a gift of some kind. Maybe you've got a birthday coming up, or it's just because, or it's because of a thank you that they want to give you. But it really makes you happy. It's not just like you get a gift and it's like, oh yay, nice, a present. It's something that genuinely has meaning for you. It's something that might improve your life in some way. Maybe it's the kind of gift that is luxurious and you would never spend that on yourself or buy something like that for yourself, but it's a really lovely gift to receive because it really treats you. Maybe it just shows that that person really cares because they've put a lot of personal thought into getting you that gift. Whatever it is, it really warms your heart and touches you. Then the horse in the left hand position, number 39, is an immediate period of influence, and it's to do with emotional upheaval. So in the left hand position, it says hold the reins firmly, otherwise you will stumble. So this basically means a bumpy ride. You know, issues where, like I said with the demons, you might feel really strongly like you want to do something, an overwhelming urge to do something that you know deep down is not good for you. And so you have to hold on to the reins, hold on to your reason, you know, your rationality, and make sure that you don't do something that you will later regret, essentially. But that's a positive card because it's not saying you will stumble, it's saying make sure you hold on to the reins to ensure that you don't. Then we have Lady in the upright position. Period of influence is short. It's symbolic of support and help. So in the upright position, it says a soft feminine hand will support you in time. So basically someone, a woman or a girl maybe, who cares about us, who wants to support us, who wants to kind of nourish or nurture us in a very gentle and loving way. So this could be to do with the support that we mentioned with the anchor, that there is support and love around you, or it could be separate. It could even be coming from a spiritual perspective rather than a physical perspective. So instead of like a mother figure, for example, or a female friend or a grandma, it could be a patron goddess, for example, or it could be a female ascended master in spirit, or a female angel who is, you know, hanging over you and just protecting you or guiding you or giving you some comfort when you need it. It's going to be different for everyone. Then we have Dagger in the right hand position, number 49. Again, it's an immediate period of influence. It's symbolic of a hidden assault. So in the right hand position, it says you will escape danger due to the concern of a friend. So again, there is a message here about friendship or people protecting you or supporting you or being that kind of gentle, nurturing guide. So I wonder if this is to do with like your impulses that we've mentioned and you're kind of struggling to hold on to the reins of the horse, so to speak. You really want to go and do this thing. You really want to, you know, get into an argument with this person, spoiling for a fight, or maybe you're desperate to make this big life change and it's really impulsive and on a whim, and your friend or your loving family member or your, you know, feminine helper in the spiritual realm kind of comes up to you and says, look, I really think you should sleep on it, or I really don't think that's the best decision for you to be making right now. And if you follow that guidance, you're saved from the danger. So that seems to be a really important message for you over these next 3 months. Listen to other people. It doesn't mean just doing what other people say without any independent thought, but it means listen to the guidance and the kindness of these people, because these people care about you and they want what's best for you. And sometimes, you know, we struggle to connect with our intuition because we're clouded by our impulses. We struggle to see our situation clearly, but someone who's standing next to us can see it a lot more clearly than we can, you know. Sometimes we need that external perspective. So now that was the summary of the situation. Let's move on to the outcome. So obviously bread will be the same. You will be made happy with a present. So that's definitely something that kind of isn't taken away from you, something that doesn't really change for you. Then with the horse in the upright position, it says you will experience a vivid or traumatic life event. So this is something that's very sudden, very kind of shakes up your life. And it does say here it can be either a good or a bad experience. The picture has appeared for people when they were about to get married, have a baby, get a new job, get divorced, fired, scared, let down emotionally by someone. It's hard for the person doing the reading to know what the picture refers to, but usually the person whose fortune is being read has an idea. And I feel like this is to do with this kind of decision-making process where you realize, actually, maybe impulsively I thought this, but now after a period of time of reflection and thinking, now I realize that this is what I want. And so you make those decisions from a more informed point of view rather than from a perspective where you're just doing something on a whim. Lady is obviously the same as well. A soft feminine hand will support you in time. And then the dagger card in the upright position says you will be protected in time. So yeah, that's really the crux of this, seems to be that there's the potential for something to happen that would, you know, shake up your life in a negative way, like you would make a decision that you would regret, or you would do something that you then couldn't undo, that you couldn't take back. But through the help and guidance of the people who love and care about you, or your spiritual team, you will be able, if you're willing to listen to them, to avert this danger or to avert this mistake that you could potentially make. So let's get your charms and dice on top and see what other information they can give us about your situation, group 2. It's really, really interesting. Let's see. Okay. So your charms say, we've got the Chamber of Secrets entrance charm. This charm comes to us when we are about to open a can of worms or deal with a difficult experience, some kind of trauma or some painful memories. It's where we basically need to confront the difficult thing, the uncomfortable truth, or the difficult experience, the painful feelings. We need to stare it in the eye and, you know, really be ready to accept that. So that could come through maybe acknowledging that you can be impulsive sometimes, or acknowledging that you don't always make the right decisions for yourself, and sometimes it's helpful to gain input from others, even if that input can seem blunt, you know, or can seem even hurtful, to feel like your judgment is being questioned. As long as it's coming from a caring place or a loving place, sometimes it can be really useful to see that external point of view. We've got the starfish here, which is symbolic of healing, obviously goes quite well with that charm. Then we have the dog, zodiac marker for people born in the Chinese year of the dog. This is also very symbolic of being alert. You can see this dog is like on tenterhooks. He's the kind of dog that's just seen something or heard or smelt something, and he is awaiting like the next hint, basically, to see where that thing is. So it's being very aware of your surroundings, being very alert to any changes or situations that happen for you. We've got a star here as well. Stars also a healing symbol, symbolic of optimism and being guided. An angel wing, so that could be, you know, a hint as to the fact that angels are working with you, or it could also, you know, let you know that someone is kind of being an angel for you, being a guardian angel for you during a time of difficulty. We have the stubborn bulldog here, someone who doesn't want to change their mind, or who isn't kind of easily swayed from a particular decision. A little flower, blossoming and beauty, flourishing and growth. We have the turtle going with the flow, moving slowly, no sudden movements. The message of love. This heart with wings symbolizes that messages of love will soon be coming to you. So someone will soon let you know how much they care about you, or will tell you, you know, how much you mean to them. We've got the gorgeous bell charm, which is such a lovely charm of good news. It means having something positive to share, having some good news to kind of spread with another person, something that you really want to share and you want to celebrate. We also have the worry thread. So worry or anxiety, landing on the demons, interestingly enough. The moon, doubt, fears, anxieties, hidden emotions, the depth of your emotions. Also makes me think of Pisces as well, because the moon card in tarot is very connected to Pisces. And then here we've got the locked heart. So this is like when you're not very receptive to the feelings of others, or where you feel like, you know, being in a relationship or opening up to someone would make you vulnerable in a way that you're not comfortable with. It can also indicate kind of a blockage to do with opening up your feelings, kind of sharing how you're feeling. Just being scared of other people really seeing you, like really seeing you and understanding what's going on with you. Let's get your dice as well. Okay, we're rolling the first set of dice. Those are the fantasy dice. See how many we're going to roll. 1. Okay, I'll roll again, see if we can get any more. Okay, we're rolling 5 dice for you, group 2, from the fantasy dice set. Okay, so a few things. We've got the helmet. So this is obviously part of a suit of armor. It represents going through a difficult time but being prepared for it. It also kind of, I think, has parallels with that locked heart about you trying to protect yourself, not wanting to be vulnerable, you know, not wanting to let people really see who you are. The helmet obviously only has a tiny space for the eyes to show the true self. We've got Mount Olympus, which is really lovely and fits again with the messages you've received, because Mount Olympus is about lots and lots of spiritual beings looking down upon you and protecting you or watching and guiding you. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Greco-Roman gods if you don't feel any particular connection to any of those, but if you do, that might just be symbolic of one of them being your patron. It doesn't even have to mean gods necessarily. It can be angels, as I've said. It can be spirit guides, passed over loved ones, anyone who's going to be sort of looking down and watching your development. We have Red Riding Hood here, which is letting you know, don't let anyone pull you off your right course. Don't let anyone make you feel as though the decisions you've made for yourself are not valid, or like your feelings aren't valid. You know, definitely sleep on your decisions, but if you 100% believe it's right for you, go for it. The potion, intoxication. Again, not seeing things clearly, which we kind of get with the moon a little bit and the demons. And then Icarus, which I think is also interesting given that it's got that Greek link. Icarus flying too close to the sun. Hubris, false pride, arrogance. Again, it's where the demons take over us and they make us believe this is how you're going to get respect, or this is the only way that you can do it, or you need to really show them, you know, how good you are. It's when we try to, for example, succeed at the expense of others, or we try to bring other people down to make ourselves feel better. It's that kind of behavior that's low vibrational and which just ultimately leads to us feeling worse than we did when we started. So that's what I'm seeing in your reading group too. The main thing to take away from this is give yourself time to make sure it's right for you before you make any particular decisions. Listen to the input of others. If you feel it's vastly different to what you feel within your heart, then you don't have to follow it. Obviously, you never have to follow it, but I feel like what's coming through from the feminine that's being mentioned in your reading is something that might be an uncomfortable truth, or might not be something that you necessarily want to hear, but it's something that on the soul level resonates with you as soon as you hear it. Like you think, yeah, you are right. I really don't want you to be right, but you actually are right in this situation. And so you do decide to follow their advice, and that means that you get onto a better path than you would have done if you had ignored them, or the path is maybe easier, the route to where you want to go, than it would have been otherwise. So I hope this makes sense to you, group 2. Please let me know in the comments what you thought of the reading. I'd love to hear how this resonated with you. Also let me know what you think of the Russian Gypsy fortune telling cards. I hope you love them as much as I do, because I really do. Please like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. That really helps me out, and it's a lovely way to show your support for my work as well. And check out my description box and the comment that I post below for all of the links to get more involved with my work. That's where you can donate to the channel through new decks or through donations. That's where you can follow me on Instagram, follow me on Patreon, head over there, become a patron, get access to my astrology course and all other kinds of goodies and giveaways that I do. Follow my Etsy link for private services, and also consider using the discount code that we have for manifestation jewelry. You get 10% off there. The discount code is Violet, and the link below will activate that discount code and will take you to Modern Day Manifestations to buy that lovely manifestation jewelry. And you'll get free international shipping as well. So check out those links if any of that interests you. Thank you again for being here, Group 2. Take care. Have a lovely rest of your day, but of course a wonderful 3 months ahead. And I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Hey there, Group 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the pink and purple pyramid with the cute little pink tree inside, then this is going to be your reading. We're going to see what's coming up for you in the next 3 months. As you can see, I've moved the gnomes out of the way because, like I mentioned in the introduction, we need to use all of the cards in the deck to do a reading with this particular deck, and because we lay them out in rows of 5, they are quite wide and we need all of them out. They take up quite a lot of space. So Group 3, please subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps out my channel. It's a lovely way to show appreciation for the work that I do, and it also means that you never miss out on any videos and readings that I upload. So Group 3, what's coming up for you in the next 3 months? Group 3. Okay, so I've shuffled the cards. Let's start laying them out and looking for matches. Any matching pairs? Okay, so I'm not seeing anything so far, but that's quite common with the first line. Let's keep going. So first of all, I can see that we've got the anchor. If I just turn that around, we've got the anchor in the left-hand position there. Let me just see if we've got anything else. Yep, we've got, this is what annoys me when we get the 2 pictures on the same card. So we've got birds here, but I'll need to turn them round and break up the picture of the anchor in order to make the picture of the birds. So we've got anchor and birds. Birds are upside down in this particular instance. Anything else? Not that I can see at this time, so we'll keep moving on with the cards. Keep laying them down, see if we see anything to match up. Okay, let me just have a quick look. Again, nothing's really jumping out at me from these cards. Oh, we've got the heart in the upright position. You're already getting like more pictures than the previous 2 readings I've got. They were kind of a bit scarce as far as pictures went, but you've got quite a few already. Yep, can't really see anything else so far, so let's keep going. Okay. Yeah, nothing really jumping out to me there either. Well, let's get the final set. This row will be a little bit difficult for you to see, so I will just hold up the cards as I do it. Oh, there's actually the house. The house. Yeah, you're getting a lot more than Group 1 and 2. House in the upside down position there. So the final row, we've got this card first of all, then this card, this one, this one, and this is your all-important final card, which is always read at the end of the reading just to get an understanding of what's going on. So we read it to summarize the reading and also to predict the outcome. So we do actually have one match in this row as well, and that's the Cavalier in the upright position. So I'll be putting him there. Don't think we have anything else, but we do have quite a lot of matches in your reading so far. So let's see what we've got. So we started off with the anchor, didn't we? So that's up here. That was in the left hand position, but we just had to break up the picture to make way for the birds. So the anchor is number 35, and it's a symbol of stability and hindrance, and it's got a middle period of influence, so that usually means a couple of months. In the left hand position it says disillusionment with the ideal or doubts. So it's basically when you start to doubt maybe a goal that you've had, or you start to doubt whether you're able to bring something into reality. Maybe you're doubting the fact whether you actually want something that you've thought that you've wanted for a long time, or maybe it's that you're doubting whether you can bring something about, whether you can actually do this or you can actually achieve a certain thing. So there's a little bit of doubts going on. It's a little bit like the moon card in tarot there, where you have these doubts or worries. Then we have birds in the upside down position. This is an immediate period of influence, so something that only lasts a few hours or maybe one day. It talks about freedom from responsibilities. So in the upside down position, the birds represents an obstacle with which you will have to fight. So it's like a day where something's really difficult, or there is an obstacle. Group 2, I think, got the birds in the upside down position, and I used the analogy of one of those days at work where loads of stuff has gotten piled up and delayed maybe, and so you've got to like play catch up for the entire day trying to get everything done really, really quickly and also to a good standard. It's that kind of frustration. So it's nothing major, but it's just something that upsets you or stresses you out, or causes you to panic or stress or work harder than you normally do for the period of a few hours or just for one day. So let's keep going with your reading. Let's see what else we've got. We have the heart in the upright position. This is number 24. And the heart is a middle period of influence, so several months usually. It's symbolic of love, of course, and the meaning in the upright position is your happiness is in the answer of the person you love. So basically this means that you're not satisfied until the person you care about is also happy. So this can be a blessing or a curse. Obviously, it can mean that you find contentment in other people's happiness. It can mean that you feel happy for other people, you celebrate their successes, you share in their joy whenever they have a positive experience. But it can also mean that you, even if things are going well in your own life, if your loved one is unhappy, maybe it's your child or your partner or a close friend, you feel down because they're not happy, so you don't feel like it's right for you to be happy, or you don't feel like you can fully rest until that person is happy. So just remember to be grateful for the things that are going well in your life and be there to support people, but don't take on too much of their worries or too much of their feelings, because I'm getting the feeling, group 3, that you're probably an empath, like myself, and that you probably take on a lot of people's feelings. You sort of absorb them and you feel like it's your burden to bear when actually it's not, and you need to remember to protect your energy. It's interesting actually that we've got this 3, it's directly with the Cavalier as well, this sort of line of 3 pictures. I think that's quite interesting. So your next picture is the house in the upside down position, number 4. So the house has an immediate to middle period of influence, so it can last a few hours or it can last a few months. It's symbolic of household or business affairs. So in the upside down position, it says failure in some newly planned project. So it could mean that you go ahead with something without fully planning for it, and it just kind of, doesn't go the way that you wanted it to, and you need to go back to the drawing board and work out a better way of doing something. It could be something like starting a new path and then really wondering, is this actually what I want to do? Maybe it's not quite what I thought it would be, or it doesn't seem to be as exciting or as interesting as I thought it would be. Going back to that anchor message about doubting something where you're not quite sure, what to do. Maybe you're in a new job and you feel like you've been thrown in the deep end and you feel like you're always making mistakes, so you're never quite sure what you're doing. You're just kind of having to fake it till you make it. Or maybe you're thinking, this job seemed really exciting at first, but now I'm not sure if that's the case. It can be setbacks, it can be challenges that you run up into, and you just think, how can I now go back to this and make changes? Because that's your 2 options, isn't it? When you fail or when you make a mistake, you either go back to the drawing board and decide how you're going to attack it from a different angle, or you just give up entirely. And that depends on what you want to do and how important this project is to you. Group 3. So then we've got Cavalier down here on the final line of your reading. Cavalier is number 1. It's the first card in the deck. And it's an immediate to short period of influence. It's symbolic of news. So in the upright position, which you have, it means you will hear pleasant news. So this means, you know, a positive answer to a question maybe. Maybe, for example, you apply for a job and you get it, you get accepted. Maybe someone is very kind to you and lets you know how much they care about you. Maybe your loved one who's been struggling ends up solving their problems, and that's wonderful news for you to hear. You know, whatever it is, it's something that makes you happy. It's something that really lifts you out of any worries that you have, and it can also improve your life in some way as well. So let's now look to your final card. As I mentioned, it's a really important card because we read actually all of the pictures on the card, and we do that twice. So firstly, what we do is we summarize the situation by reading them in the order in which they fall, the position in which they fall, and then we determine the outcome of the situation by reading them as if they were upright. So you don't actually have any in the upright position on this card at the moment, so there won't be any repeated messages like there were with the previous 2 readings. So let's summarize the situation. The first one you've got there is bridge, number 46 in the upside down position, short to life period of influence, and it's symbolic of deliberate change. So in the upside down position, it says, if you want freedom, create a bridge over the chasm. So it's basically saying, rather than get stuck in your problem, you need to seek a new solution to it. You need to find a way that's going to help you step over that problem rather than just pretending the problem's not there. So basically being really proactive in how you deal with problems or obstacles or issues that are in your way. Then you have the forest, number 20, in the right-hand position, middle period of influence. And in the right-hand position, it says, mixing with a purpose in numerous and agreeable society. So it could be that you deliberately go to certain events purely because you're looking for friends. You know, that's not to say that you don't have any friends. You maybe do. Maybe you're looking to change your friendship group. You know, letting go of people that you kind of think, I'm not sure you fit with my life anymore. I'm not sure I really enjoy spending time with you anymore. Maybe it could be that you are deliberately socializing in order to network from a career perspective. You're trying to gain contacts in a particular field, or you're trying to enlarge your network. You're trying to gain more friends, get some new friends, something like that, where you're basically you're going in there with a purpose. It's not just that you're going to a party and you're going to have a nice time. You're specifically socializing for a reason, but the people that you're socializing with are pleasant. They're not, you know, people that you wouldn't want to be around. So then you have crayfish or crawdad in the upside down position. That's number 43. Again, short to life period of influence. And in the upside down position, it says, too much haste often defeats the business. Okay, so it basically says, you know, when you move too quickly, you often end up wishing that you'd waited longer, or wishing that you'd, you know, had more time to think. And I think that's where the house message is coming in, you know, the house in the upside down position, because it really feels as though there's something that you do that's rushed, or there's something that you do that you haven't really thought through, or you haven't prepared enough for, and then that leaves you feeling like, do you know what, I now need to go back and start from an earlier point, you know, and do this again and give it another try. And then you have the horseshoe in the left hand position, number 28. Middle period of influence. And in the left hand position, it says your desire will be fulfilled. And that's really nice, you know. I'm honestly not seeing this failure as being something that means like, that's it, you're done. You know, I don't think it means that project can't be continued. I don't think it means, you know, you fail an exam and that means that you can't ever do this kind of work. I don't think it's like that. I feel it's something that you try and do, and the way that you approach it means that it needs to be revised, and you realize that only after you've already started going forward with it, and then you think, oh no, yeah, that's not going to work. I need to go back to the drawing board or choose to give up. But I don't think you're going to choose to give up. I think you are going to, give it another chance. So that's the summary of the situation. Let's now read them again in the upright position to give you the outcome of the situation. So Bridge says a radical change in lifestyle awaits you. So you can expect your life to change quite dramatically over the next 3 months. Big changes, big decisions. Forest in the upright position says continuous friendship with many worthwhile people. So feeling like the people around you are trustworthy, like you want them in your life for a long time. This could be the making of long-term friends. It could be rekindling relationships with people that used to be your friends, but you haven't spent much time with them recently. Crayfish in the upright position says having made too bold a step, you'll back off. And again, that's what I get from this card, is this feeling of running before you can walk, or biting off more than you can chew, and then realizing, no, this isn't going to work. I need to go back and revisit this. And then horseshoe in the upright position means good fortune awaits you. So there's a very positive outcome to the reading there. There might be some things that frighten you in the reading and be like, oh, I don't want to fail. But actually that's what teaches us how to bounce back and how to refine our methods and to make sure that we're doing things in the most effective way. So group 3, let's get some charms on top, and then we'll do your dice as well to give you some extra messages for your next 3 months. So we have the reindeer, which is a symbol of being guided by a higher source. So you are guided in the steps that you choose to take. Your intuition is on point, group 3, so I do think that you should listen to it. You also have an angel feather. So angels are around you. They are influencing you. You have the dog, who is very alert. This symbol of being very tuned in to the messages and guidance you're receiving. Be alert, be aware to any possible pitfalls in your decisions. That one's also a zodiac marker for people born in the Chinese year of the dog. You have the autumn symbol here, the pumpkin. So autumn has some meaning, whether it means that you're dealing with something that happened or started in the previous autumn, or whether it means that you are planning for the autumn ahead. Just take that however it resonates with you. We've got the helmet, going through a difficult time but being prepared for it, and I love that landed on the upside down house, because that's exactly what I was feeling. This is not a mistake or a failure that means the end of you. It's something that makes you realize you've been going about something the wrong way. How can you now rectify this and make sure that you're doing it more efficiently? We have the worry thread, worry or anxiety, and it was underneath Ganesha, the Hindu god of wisdom and healing, who removes obstacles from our path. So he, I feel, is a good deity to call upon when you're struggling and when you need help, or when you can't find that bridge over the chasm like we talked about. You can't find the way out really clearly, and you need someone to help you. We also have the gun, this symbol of negative emotions, things that you carry around with you that you need to release, you need to let go of, anything that is heavy, low vibrational, that's holding you back in some way or keeping you trapped in like a vortex of negative feelings. It's important to lay that to rest. Then we've got the key, new beginnings, solving problems, unblocking stagnant energy or breaking a stalemate, getting things moving again, progress. Let's do your dice, group 3. Love these charms. Okay, we are rolling the 9th set of dice for you, the Astro dice. Let me just get those. Okay. And we're rolling 4 of them for you. So 4 dice from the Astro set. Okay, so what have we got? We've got the nuclear bomb. Okay, so that just shows this radical change. It also potentially shows something blowing up in your face as this big wake-up call for this is what you need to do. We have the meteor crashing to Earth as well. This makes me think of epiphanies. It makes me think of, sudden change. Again, things that hit you, like out of nowhere. It's like, that's what I need to do. That's what I wasn't aware of up until now. We have the what looks like a little mole jumping out of the mole hole, and he's actually wearing a crown, so he's like the king of the moles. It's like speaking on behalf of others. It is also, again, like putting your head above the parapet or popping your head up, maybe prematurely, because we've mentioned that you might not be fully prepared for something, but it feels as though you want to stand out. You want people to notice you over the next 3 months and you to be there like, look, this is me. Maybe you're going for a promotion or something, or you want to prove yourself at a new place of work as being competent. But it feels like, make sure if you're going to draw attention to yourself in that way that you are fully prepared for the outcome, that you're fully prepared for what will come your way. And then we have the reporter, someone who is like a newsreader, someone who's reporting a situation, a journalist or a member of the press, basically. So communication is what we get from that. Again, it feels like, going back to the pleasant news message, something that comes out of the blue. Maybe you've been trying for ages to get a job and then suddenly you're offered one and it's like, oh, that was so easy. I've tried so hard and now suddenly I've got this great news coming my way. Yeah, so that's kind of what I feel it is, that it pops up out of nowhere, or you suddenly get the information that you need as to how you're going to achieve a goal, and it pops out of nowhere, whether it's through your intuition, whether someone just says something to you that gives you the answer, whether you read it somewhere, stumble across, an article that's really, really helpful. It just feels like it comes up unexpectedly. So that is what I'm seeing in your reading, Group 3. I say the main thing to take from this reading is remember to get your own house in order. So don't let yourself take on the burdens of other people, especially if you've still got other things to deal with. Remember that any setbacks do not mean that you should just throw in the towel. Any doubts or fears that you have do not mean that you are not good enough or that you are not able to do what it is that you're trying to do. Be brave, be confident, remind yourself of those things. So Group 3, please let me know what you thought of this reading. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear how this resonated. I'd also love to hear if you like the Russian Gypsy fortune telling cards as much as I do. I absolutely love them and I definitely want to use them more often on the channel. Please like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, because that is a massive help to me. It's a lovely way to show your support for my work, and it also means that you never miss out on any videos that I post. And check out my description box and the comment that I post below for all the links to get involved more with my work. You can follow me on Instagram, follow me on Patreon, where you get access to my astrology course and to all of the kinds of goodies and giveaways and freebies over there. I've got my donation links down below for tips and donations or new decks if anyone is feeling generous enough to send them in. I have my Etsy link for all of my private services, and I also have my discount link for modern day manifestations. So if you would like to get 10% off manifestation jewelry, beautiful crystal jewelry, then use the link below. That link validates the discount code, and just use the discount code Violet at checkout, and then you'll be able to get that lovely 10% discount on your first order. So thank you for being here, Group 3. Thank you for sticking around till the end. Have a lovely rest of your day, and of course a wonderful 3 months ahead. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.